Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone. So, I am trying something new tonight. Hello, Miss Amo. I haven't heard from you. Hey, better off without you. Yes, I'm here. So, y'all, I am actually also broadcasting on TikTok tonight. Now, I think my Xfinity internet can take all of that. So, um, yeah. Hi everyone. Hello Glow Shape. Hi Facebook. Hi YouTube. Hi TikTok. Hi Instagram. So y'all need to see my setup. I'll take a photo after I'm done and show you what it looks. It looks like a studio here. But listen, when there's a will, there's a way. Hi everyone on TikTok. So this is the first time that I'm going live on either a Tuesday or Thursday, that I'm also doing that on TikTok. So y'all TikTok people, welcome to our regular Thursday night live. Hi everyone, this is Attorney 𝒊𝒎𝒒𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. Hello Miss Giwa, I will be in touch with you very soon. Happy New Month. Happy New Month, everyone. Happy New Month. My mom is, I remember growing up, my mom my mom is an Ijebo woman. I remember growing up, she used to say, about I think down months don't 13 bow or something. September, October, November, December. Y'all, I'm sure every one of us grew up with a superstitious Nigerian mother, African mother. Y'all know, and then it passed it down to us, and so we do the same thing, right? Yeah. So happy New Month, happy start of bar month. So September, right? Yeah, I know that's cheesy, but anyway, happy New Month, everybody. Our prayer is for all of us that God will visit us with favor this month and beyond. That all that seems that we've been waiting on and we haven't received, or we're still expectant of throughout the whole year, that He will visit us with favor. He will put people. He will put people now. He will put people intentionally in our path to favor us and to show us mercy, even when they don't feel like it. When He allows your enemy to be a blessing to you, even against their own will, that's this kind of God that we serve. And so that's my prayer for everybody this month and beyond. Favor is yours. You got to claim it. Yeah, the harbinger of the ember month. Exactly. We've got to claim it. The Bible says the power of life and death is on the tongue. You've got to speak it into existence. You shall prophesy it, and it shall be established. So you may not see it being established, but keep prophesying. Keep prophesying, because God is not a man that He should lie. His words cannot return to Him void. It has to establish and accomplish that which He has sent it to do, and it shall do that without returning to Him void. So we just got it. What I was telling one of my clients today, what other option do we have besides believing and hoping? You got to keep hoping against hope. That's life. Anyway, once again, this is Attorney 𝒊𝒎𝒒𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕 Baba. So those on TikTok, you're like, okay, she's a lawyer. Yeah, I am all on 4 platforms right now. So that is good. Let's see if y'all can just help me in each of the platforms. If you can hear me well, I'm not freezing, nothing. If that's the case, then I think it's justified what I'm paying for Xfinity internet. Because come on, to me. Everyone in Xfinity sends me that being like, because then again, I have 2 kids. I have 2 boys, and you know how boys, everything is electronic. There's phone, there's TV, there's computer, there's video game, there's yeah. And then I got, hello, Mr. Stanley. All right, people, come on in. Let's talk immigration. If you need to contact our office, the number is 334-341-4475. You can visit our website at olalayalawfirm.com. On YouTube and Facebook, y'all can see it. Amen. And but TikTok and Instagram, don't know how to use any other platform yet. But okay, perfect. Thank you, Emma King. All right, somebody on Instagram, can you hear me loud and clear? No, you have 3 boys, so you understand my my plight. Anyone? Hello, Mr. Ernest. I haven't seen you live in a very long time. You're always working and making these dollars. Anyone on Instagram, let me know if y'all can see me and hear me well. Because I added, like I said, another platform. So perfect. Thank you, Mr. Omi. All right, TikTok and Facebook people, waiting on you guys. Somebody, anybody? But anyway, so that's justified, right? What I'm paying Xfinity. Because I've tried to go the cheap way. Okay. Hey, Mr. Kelvin. How are you? Well, anyway, I'll talk to you later. So it's justifiable. So I won't keep complaining anymore. Y'all don't understand. Like people always say you look. I may look like I'm expensive, but I would negotiate you till Jesus comes back. So when people negotiate my legal fees, I don't get mad. I just tell you no, because I know. Listen, if you're African and you don't know how to negotiate something, there's a rug that I found when I moved into this house, and I was like, I got to have that rug, like come rain or sun. But it was like $200 more expensive than I wanted to pay. That's what I wanted. And I had this guy. The guy told me, ma'am, we've done all we can. If you don't want it, you can leave the store. By the time they tell you to leave a store, then 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕, just leave it alone. But anyway, once again, our number is 334-341-4475. You can send a text to that number. It's the same number we use on WhatsApp. Like I always tell people on TikTok, there's someone who impersonates me, has a page with my photo on it, and tells people to call them. And people actually do call our office and say, hey, a lot of people will do that, which is smart. But then there's some people who unfortunately have been scammed. But I keep telling people, please understand, we have no, and that's one of the reasons why I keep my office number as the same number on WhatsApp. So there's no other number for my business. That's the only number we have. So that's the number you can reach us on. You can also visit our website at 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. Everybody knows the drill. Those who are coming, you're welcome, Vernex 1974. Those who are joining on TikTok, what we usually do Tuesdays, Thursdays, I try to make it about 9 p.m. Central Time ish, 9:15 ish. Yeah, but I think I keep it close to that, so you have an idea. And I'm gonna try, if this all works out, I'm gonna try to keep doing that with all 4 platforms. Please share this video. There are people who benefit from this free information. I do not offer free consultation one-on-one. It is paid because I know that I invest. I was looking at the time on StreamYard app that I use on Facebook and YouTube, and I don't know how many weeks now, but it was about 51 hours. That's a whole lot of free information. So it helps someone. People always, tell me, hey, Cecilia, information to for why it's really, really great and all that. So please share. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, on all platforms, just put in Olaleye Immigration. 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕 is just this homogeneous God zone. Humbly representing other immigrants, just helping each one of us go through this craziness called immigration process. And the funny thing is, so I was looking, I do FOIA request, and then I'm working on a case for a family member, and it so happens that the family member is also someone I'm related to. So I did a FOIA request, and it's kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? Eerie. Looking through a FOIA request. Hey, Nikki, and you're saying your own name come up in the immigration record. And you're like, I'll be damned. So they have this on me. They have this on me. Oh, wow. Like, oh, I didn't even remember that I applied for this. And looking through your own process of how you went from, going from a J visa to now having a waiver, and then when you filed for national interest waiver, and when you became it was like, it was kind of eerie, but it was like a moment you just thank God for, like, wow, wow, you almost forget the journey when you finally get the green card and you finally become a citizen. But then things like that, you're like, oh wow, I didn't even know it was that long and that lengthy of a process. But you just thank God. You just thank God. And that's why for me, it's just important that I dedicate. I don't always win. We get denial. Just today, we got a denial of a 485 that we had asked to convert. And this is what is annoying about that case. We actually, my client and I went to the interview. I was there telephonically. Asked this interviewing officer to convert, to hold the 45 and not deny it because we already filed the VAWA petition. These crazy people in Atlanta actually denied the 45. Now, I've never had that happen. Whenever we attend an interview and ask them to hold it, if anything, they'll just tell us, "Hey, listen, if we check our electronic records, if in 30 days it's not being filed, we'll just go ahead and make a decision because that's what the law allows them to do." But I told my clients, like, listen, we're going to brush it off. What's the next step? You've got to keep moving. What's the next step? And so, that's all I'll keep looking for. Like, God giving us a way, just God creating a way that, he makes a way where there seems to be no way. So that's what we have to just keep hoping against hope. I love that phrase. That's just the way I try to think about life. Anyway, let's talk immigration. This evening, we're going to talk about VAWA, and specifically, I want to talk about, is it possible for you to file for VAWA without physical abuse evidence? Is it possible to file for VAWA without physical abuse evidence? Short answer, yes. Please hear me loud and clear. By the way, if y'all remember, I want to say a month ago, Miss Scott, Yuri Scott, she is a licensed professional counselor. So she is trained to evaluate victims of immigration-related domestic violence. And she was on live. If you're going on my page, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, she had talked about, it was a very, very informative session. And she also mentioned that she was going to be getting licensed in Texas. And so she will be able to take on humanitarian cases. So if you're filing for VAWA, if you're filing for asylum, you're filing for U visa, those kind of cases, she will be able to evaluate you once she becomes licensed in the state of Texas. And today she sent me an email that she is now licensed in Texas. So thank you, Veronica. And so if Ms. Scott, if you're watching, everybody, this is her number. She is now licensed in Texas. So if you need physical therapy, psychological evaluation in the state of Texas, and it is important, it's very, very important, very, very important that you know that you are actually meeting with someone who is experienced in, yes, Nikki, experienced in immigration related. I've seen reports when I tell my client, okay, do you have a report to show me? And they go, yeah, I've seen a therapist. And I look at the report and it's more of a diagnostic report about, okay, you have sleep, you're suffering from a sleep disorder because you had this and they're going to prescribe this. That's not what we're looking for. That's not what they're looking for in VAWA related cases, in asylum cases. They want to know how the abuse you suffered or the fear you suffer or the fear you anticipate, how does that affect you psychologically? That's what she does. So, what we have an angry face on? What's the angry face for? So that's Miss Scott's number, 678-468-5090, 678-468-5090. So she is that. So that means she's able to see clients in Georgia, Florida, and now Texas. There you go. Okay, so can you file for VAWA without physical abuse evidence? Short answer, yes. I had 2 consultations today that people were like, my client, the potential clients were like, okay, that's not what I've been told. I've been told that if I don't have physical abuse evidence, then I don't have a case. That's incorrect, bar none, not true. Now, listen to me very clearly. You don't need physical abuse evidence to be able to qualify or become eligible to file a VAWA case. Let me say that one more time. You do not need physical abuse evidence only for a VAWA case. More than half of the cases that I handle are actually non-physical abuse cases. So it's one thing, and if you know me by now, you already know I do a lot of research. I like to show you what I'm talking about. If you know me by now, I love to show you what I'm talking about so that you can see it, because I always say the more you know. I can sit here and tell you all sorts of information and all that, but if I'm able to back that up, that gives you, much more assurance. Like, okay, now I'm going to see more, but don't right. I'll be on sister, I'll be auntie, whatever whatever it is. Like, and I just turned 44. Not this past Sunday, the other Sunday. And I remember when my mom turned 40. I thought she was old. Like, I want me even to the 40K. And I think I was 15 or thereabout. And so for me now, it's like, see, I wouldn't like someone to tell me that I'm old, because and my mom is 69. She looks amazing. We're going to be, I'm sure I'm best 70 next year, like borrow alone. But Nikki, you're coming, right? But please understand that whenever there is something to back up an assertion or a statement, it makes it that much more credible. So that's what we're going to do tonight. Now, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook and not Facebook, Instagram and TikTok, y'all are not going to be able to see that. But let me see. I'm going to share my screen on YouTube and Facebook. And if you're just joining, because I see everybody, by God's grace, I see that some people are joining us. You're doing the only abuse physical abuse is not the only abuse or only kind of abuse that qualifies for a VAWA case. It is not. So don't believe when you're being told that, oh, you don't have physical abuse evidence, you don't have a police report, you don't have photographs of injuries, then you do not qualify for VAWA. No, that's incorrect. Because to qualify for VAWA, you need either battery or extreme cruelty is what would qualify for abuse. Battery part of it is the physical abuse. So you have black eye, you've got, your police report, I have a client whose wife stabbed him really close to his heart. But for the grace of God, that man would have been dead. But many, many more cases are not that. Because in first instance, a lot of immigrants are fearful of going to report abuse because of the immigration status. So even when you have physical abuse evidence in the sense of you're actually being physically abused, hardly do people go to make reports, because you're thinking, I don't have any papers. Why do I want to expose myself and take a risk of me being picked up by ICE? Or you're even living with the person who's telling you, well, if you make a report, I'm going to make sure ICE comes to get you. And you're going to have to believe them, because they're the citizens and you're not. They're the ones who has a green card and you're not. And so a lot of people would not even have a chance to have physical abuse evidence. And then when I have clients tell me, well, I've been told that if I don't have physical abuse, no photographs, no police report, then I don't qualify. That's incorrect. That's untrue. And here's why it's untrue. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share my screen. Let's see. On YouTube and Facebook. Okay. And let's see. Okay, here. If you are on YouTube and Facebook, let me know that you're able to see the shared screen. YouTube and Facebook. Somebody let me know that. Hello, Mr. West. Thank you. You received the package. Woohoo! Oh, that is awesome. Yeah, I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I get excited from my clients. Like, listen, y'all. I don't know if I get more excited than you guys do. Let's see. I've probably missed this forever, but I just get excited for people. All right. Okay, Mr. Wolabi. No, one kilo for angry face, Karen. But can someone tell me on YouTube and Facebook if you can see my screen? Somebody, anybody, real quick, y'all. We'll get to the questions later. I can see the questions. Just give me one more. This is going to be short. So someone say yes. Perfect. All right. Thank you very, very much. All right. So, and I'll just tell you on TikTok and Instagram what it says. Perfect. Battery and extreme cruelty. Right? That's what it says. Battery and extreme cruelty. And this is directly from, I'm going to make this bigger a little bit so you guys will see it. It's directly from the USCIS website. This is not something that I'm just saying and just pulling out of thin air. And anything that's on USCIS website is backed up by sections in the Immigration Nationality Act. Okay. Now, this is, let me scroll up a little bit so you guys will know that for sure. This is on USCIS website. Y'all see it? Okay. Eligibility requirements and evidence. So let's scroll all the way back to what kind of abuse. Now, battery and extreme cruelty. Definitions for battery and extreme cruelty are flexible and broad. Other terms such as abuse, acts of violence, yada, 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 are often used to describe battery and extreme cruelty. Now, battery generally includes offensive touching or use of force on the person without the person's consent. Examples: punching, slapping, spitting, biting, cooking, kicking, choking, kidnapping, rape, molestation, forced prostitution, sexual abuse. So let's stop there. The sexual abuse part. I had a client consultation today. A lady, before she finally was able to see that what she was going through in her marriage was marital rape, which is sexual abuse, which is battery, physical abuse. She was like, your husband, your body is your husband's body, and you can't say no. That's not the same thing as someone telling you that before they do anything for you or before they proceed with your paperwork, they must have sex with you whether you want to or not. That's marital rape. That's sexual abuse. That's battery. Okay? Sexual exploitation. Now, there are other kind of, physical acts of violence like in C. But where I want to touch more on, if you've ever been told that if you don't have physical abuse evidence for a viral case, that you don't have a case, please listen carefully. Extreme cruelty is a non-physical act of violence or threat of violence demonstrating a pattern or intent on the part of the U.S. citizen and LPR to attain compliance from or control over the self-petitioner. USCIS determines whether a self-petitioner has demonstrated extreme cruelty occurred on a case-by-case basis, and there is no single factor that is conclusive. What are some of the examples? This is on the immigration website itself, not something I just pulled out of thin air. Isolation is extreme cruelty. They said you cannot have friends. You cannot leave the house. They have to know where you go. You can't talk to anybody when you feel like it. They have to check your phone. They have to keep you under lock and key whenever they feel like it. Humiliation. You go out and they tell you that they're embarrassed to be with you, or they tell you have bad breath in front of people. Such things. Degradation. Use of guilt. Blaming you for everything that happens. It's your fault that things are going wrong in the marriage. It's your fault that they feel you've made them so sensitive. It's your fault that they're acting out and they're lashing out. Economic control. They tell you that you're going to be responsible for all the bills. They tell you have to tell them how much you're making. They're in control of how much you can spend, right? Threatening to commit a violent act towards you. So if every time you say something, it's a case of I'm going to, whoop you, or I'm going to knock you, or that physical intimidation. That's non-physical extreme cruelty. Denying you access to food, family, or medical treatment. Threats of deportation. When someone uses your immigration status to threaten you, that is extreme cruelty. It is right here on the USCIS website. threats to remove a child from your custody. It may also include psychological, see that? Psychological abuse. Acts that may not initially appear violent, but are part of an overall pattern of violence. Those are examples of what immigration considers to be non-physical extreme cruelty abuse. Non-physical extreme cruelty abuse. When you look at the evidence, and see me scrolling down, the evidence that you can produce for either the battery or extreme cruelty, you see right here on where I'm circling on psychological evaluations. That's why it's important that you are seeing someone who understands what it is to be an immigrant and subjected to abuse. So there you have it, folks. It's not a case of I don't so oh no, maybe I'm photograph. No. Short Buyiri, calling you kind of names, telling you every other sentence out of their mouth is, well, you're going to go back to the jungle you're from. Well, I want to make sure I'm going to call ICE on you. That's extreme cruelty. You're constantly in fear that they may actually carry out their threat. So please hear me loud and clear that the fact that you don't have evidence of physical abuse does not disqualify you from being eligible to file for VAWA. That's all she wrote. That's it. That's all. Okay. Let's see. Let's get to questions. So that's y'all TikTok. That's how we do it. So now we're going to questions. Meg says this is on YouTube. How long after receiving my EAD approval should I expect the card? Yeah, I want to say less than 2 weeks, and I can only go by what I see in my. Mr. West, I'm going to put this out. Good evening. The God sent best news. I called you my sister because you're more than loyal to us. I received the package today. My son's dancing in school time. We thank God. We thank God. God alone be praised. You have no idea how happy I am for that little boy. Listen, I'm biased towards boys because I have sons. Nothing against daughters. I just thank you, Nikki. I just feel Nikki knows. Nikki's my sister from another. Like Nikki couldn't be more. I don't think we could be closer. We're blood because we grew up together. So Nikki knows you, knows me, and knows that if I had a daughter, God has a great sense of humor. She'll come out and have my behavior and my personality. One of us would be in jail. Oh, no more. It cannot be. So nothing against daughters. But listen, I have someone who looks like me. Nigerian people, when people say 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐀 becomes to pass or something like that. So my older brother, Femi, we listen, there's just about 14 months between us. So it was just 2 of us for a long, because there's 4 years between me and my younger brother. So it was just 2 of us for a while. So we've always been at odds. And not odds like horror, but we've always been at each other's throats. So when Lamide, his wife, was pregnant, I said, "Whoa, be a little more. Omotobabi, Umwajomi, like gonna look just like me and have my personality and have my behavior." People, when I tell you that Eliana looks like me, like one of these days I'll tell her mom to let her come on live. You guys will be very convinced that that's my child. Forehead, eyes, cheeks, nose. Like if I had a daughter, she couldn't look more like me than that. And she's got my personality. So don't try me. Don't look for my trouble. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, thank you, Miss Williams. Thank you. Blessings to you as well. No worries, Mr. Olabi. Okay, all right. Let me go to. I'll try to take some questions on TikTok first, and then I'll go to Instagram. Oh, you're on TikTok not playing. Your hair is amazing. Thank you. It's about time to wash my hair. See, I every time I do my hair, I'm always like, okay, that's it. I'm getting someone to do my hair. Someone's like, you should try another hairstyle. No. See, if you ain't broke, don't fix it. Just leave it alone. It's on my head. My head is not complaining. I have zero time to spend on hair every single morning. Even the makeup I do, maximum 20 means I can't. No, I can't. It's got to be very, very simple. I've got to get up and even with that, still have to wait on me. So imagine if I had to do hair in addition to that. I know I just couldn't. And then I deal with migraines. So for me, anything that is not going to require me tugging and pulling on my hair every day works for me, especially for my health. So it's about time I wash it. But hey, listen, I'll probably work it another week. Okay. Stephanie, the madam, been in need of an immigration lawyer. Our number is 334-341-4475. 334-341-4475. It's on my page on TikTok. If you just click on that page, you'll see the number on our page. Happy New Month to you as well. Okay. Perfect. Thank you, people. All right. My husband filed for his sister. How can we get her here from Nigeria? We just had a baby. We need help. Unfortunately, siblings petitions take the longest. So I think and let me say a lot to Meiji. Oh, listen, I'm the kind of person that I'm sure you guys have figured out my personality by now. I don't move because somebody said something. I don't do because someone says. Listen, my mom would tell you my story. No, when you tell me not to do something, that's when I do it. But I've never been one pressured by peers. I've just always been me. Like I take people's opinions and advise, but I'll do what I know my heart is convinced to do. I go before God and I prayerfully and just say, hey, lay before the altar of grace like this. Have I made errors, please, but for the grace of God. Because sometimes, like, when you've OT wrong completely, but your pride is too much to tell you, like, no, that wasn't. But you're like, I ain't gonna admit nothing, but that's okay. But anyway, siblings petitions not to take the longest, but siblings of citizens take the longest to be able to get their green cards. And here's why. A lot of people think that, okay, my I filed for my sibling, they've approved the I-130. Why are we waiting 5 years, 10 years for them to be able to apply for their green cards? And that's because F4 category, preference category relatives who are citizens of siblings of U.S. citizens, F4 preference category, that has the longest wait out of all the preference categories. Longest wait. And when I say longest wait, I'm talking of they're working on cases that have a priority date of 2007. I think Mexico, and don't quote me, I think either Mexico or China, it's 2004. So a majority of most countries are working on cases that were filed in 2007. That is a 15-year wait as of today. So you may have a petition that was filed, Monique, for his sister and has been approved, and you're wondering, okay, what's taking so long? It's because if the priority date is not current, then there is no immigrant visa available to her, and so she cannot apply for an immigrant visa. What is the whole point of priority date? Let me see how I can explain priority date. Priority date means that they haven't gotten to the date that you filed your case. Even though you have an approved petition, but in order to get the green card, they have to get to the date that is on your receipt. And how do you know if they're gotten to the date that is on the receipt? You go to the Department of State website, look through the visa bulletin. Each month they have a visa bulletin for each month. September right now has, for F4 category, it is priority date they're working on is those cases received in 2007. So if the date on your receipt notice is not 2007, then you don't have a visa available to you right now. Okay. How can you help international student that doesn't want to go home to after obtaining bachelor's degree? We can set a consultation to discuss what options you may have. Consultation is $130 for 30 minutes, $200 for 45 minutes, $230 for an hour. I-130 returned by Department of State. I-130 return. Department of State sent case to USA for review. How long it's going to take? That takes forever. Well, what happened for them to Sunday, Rebecca? I have a complex case. Wondering if you want me to share it here. I always tell people don't share anything that's too personal, but I don't give anything that is specific. If you want to discuss your case, you can contact us, and we will be more than happy to schedule a consultation with you. People always ask me, "Are you the one?" Because a lot of people call it out like. Is she the one I'm going to be talking to about my case? I don't get any paralegal to discuss your case with you. I'm the one who does my consultation myself. So I'm the one who would discuss the case with you. So that's what I would advise for you to do, Rebecca. Let's see. I love your hair. Can I see how the back is done? The back is just what we call DD, but it is, I can't show you guys now because it's been, I think I've had it here 4 weeks. And that's why I love this, like, because I can keep it and I can sleep. Like, I just wake up and poof my hair up and brush it and go. It doesn't get easier than that. Now, the part I don't like is when I have to take it because every week I clean it. I use alcohol and oil my scalp because I have to. Natural hair, 4C hair, you don't have a choice. But then I usually don't go more than 4 weeks, but maybe, I don't know. But I take it down, all down, take it out, and then really. And once I do that, it's with a 4C hair. My hair is next to my hair. I think my hair is right here. Not shoulder length, you know now. But because it's 4C hair, it shrinks. And imagine having to now detangle it to now straighten it back and braid it. It's a headache. Like I'm always just cussing under my breath. Like, wow, why? But then when it's done, I'm like, okay, I'm good. But I'll show you when I do it. No, it's already, it's messed up right now. It's not messed up, but it's been a while. After work authorization has been approved, what is the chance of VAWA being approved? Work authorization has nothing to do with whether your VAWA is going to be approved or not. Your mom needs a waiver. We can set up a consultation to discuss that if you want to. I'm guessing that she was refused a visa. Okay, Doris says I filed for VAWA in 2020, and I am in removal proceeding. 3 prima facie, what next? You would have to consult with a lawyer to see if you have an option of prosecutorial discretion. And I'm hoping you have a lawyer in the immigration court. TikTok, I think I've seen you before on the previous live. It's been 7 years that I filed for asylum. Asylum is taking forever. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like I've had clients that they filed for asylum when they came in and now have the green cards. And we had to now write in the asylum office and withdraw the asylum application. It's crazy. And the funny thing is the law says they have to adjudicate asylum cases within 180 days. That's what the law says. But here we are. TikTok, if you have another option, you may want to explore that. Let's see. Have you had a case of married and divorced before marrying another spouse at 541? Have you had a case of married and divorced before marrying another spouse at 541? Are you talking of someone who got a green card through marriage and get divorced and then they're married someone and filing for them? Keep in mind that if you file within 5 years, that is a red flag. Generally, you're not even allowed to unless you can show good faith in two different situations. But anyway, let's go to Instagram. Okay, let's see. Glow Shape. Hi, how are you? Okay, now because I know whenever you tell me, Mr. Momo, you're gonna call me, you will call me. Okay, I hope you feel better. How's my angelic lady doing? Let's see. What are y'all doing for Labor Day weekend? I know what I'm doing. I'm doing immigration briefs. Y'all, I tell you. Yeah, I'm doing immigration briefs. Story of my life. I'll probably take, I don't know, but yeah, I got a whole lot to catch up on. And I can complain because I got right now I have three, one full-time paralegal, two legal assistants, but we can't complain. God is good. Okay, perfect. Amen. 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 Okay. That's me channeling, not Ijabo treats me. Yes. Listen, if I don't have to pay full price for anything, I'm paying it. Can you and Nikki, can you please enlighten us about DACA? That's another story for another day. I can do a video on that, but there's a whole lot about DACA. But if you go on USCIS.gov /DACA, you would get the basic requirements about that. Let's see. Samson Akia, 8 months after VA application, no prima facie, no RFE. So I don't usually worry until about 6 months. And by worry, I mean if I haven't gotten a prima facie on the client's case, I give them 6 months. If at month 6 I haven't heard anything, I just send an email. Now, if you have an attorney on your case, ask them to send an email. Doesn't take anything. I have clients who just have to remind me, say, listen, because I got hundreds and hundreds of cases. So I have clients who have to remind me, like, hey, this is our attorney, we haven't, like, oh yeah, that's true. And I just send an email, and we would always get a response back from them. Either, okay, we mailed you one, hey, listen, we never got it, or we're about to send you one, whatever the case may be. But or if you don't have an attorney, write them and they will respond. Be sure to give them as much information so they know it's you contacting them. If they don't believe that it's you, they won't give you any information. Okay, let's see. Better off without WINVALs. For how long does it take to get a work permit? I think you asked me that the last time. It just depends. USCIS.gov. Oh, so I try to use my cases as a guide for timelines, but keep in mind that everyone's case is different. So the one we got alert on this morning, we found the USCIS received it on May 10, and it was approved. I think we got a alert later today, this evening, before I left the office, that either we mailed your card or the post office, one of those two. So basically, June, July, August, give or take 3.5 months for her case. Now, I still have cases that I filed back in February, and we're still waiting on the work permit to be approved. They're still within normal processing time. Actually, let's go a little bit further. If you filed your case as of October ending of 2021, it's still within normal processing time. What I'm seeing, however, in my firm, it's beginning to look like cases that I'm filing more recently, they're processing those work permits for whatever reason faster than earlier cases. It's creating even much more longer backlogs, but that's USCIS. So I just post that so you have an idea of what the timeline is that we are seeing. Would you advise filing VAWA if things are looking scary in the marriage after an interview? I'm not really sure what you mean by scary. So you may want to evaluate what that scary means and know whether you're eligible or not. Nikki says, yes, you're on your own person. Listen, I've always been that way. It is what it is. And walking faster. Remember, baby and I trying to keep up. Like, y'all have to imagine, like, Nikki's much taller than I am. And I'm the shortest in my family. My sister's taller than me too. But I've got long legs for someone who's short. So I'm always like fast. I can't describe it. Y'all need to just, I'll do a video for you guys one day so you understand, like, what? And to get you will the one salo. After this class, please let's stick to the routine. We're missing something right here. Stick to the topic. We're missing a lot here. Thank you, Mr. Ladimage is our moderator. Mr. Ladimage, every time I come, I should make you the moderator, really. But you're always working. In flash, yeah. I see young. Can a green card holder file for someone who is out of status? So I've said it several times, but a lot of people still don't understand it and I get why people don't understand it. This is how it is. If you are married, and I have a lady who actually was told by an attorney that because her husband has a green card, they were fine and actually told them to proceed to file the green card in the I-485. And what happened, which is what should happen, is USCIS approved the I-130, but denied the 485. Why? Because the husband is a legal permanent resident and she is a preference category relative and she is out of status. So if you're married to a green card holder, the I-130 petition is not the issue. That will get approved because that's the spouse's petition. As long as you can show the good fit marriage and all that, that will get approved. Your end goal is you want to get your green card. So the question really is, when the I-130 has been approved, are you eligible to adjust your status in the country without having to leave if you are out of status and you're married to a green card holder? Short answer to that is no. However, this is the exception to that. The only exception to you being out of status, married to a green card holder, and because of that, being a preference category relative, not being able to adjust your status because you're required to be in a lawful non-immigrant status as a spouse of a green card holder. The only exception to when you're able to adjust your status in spite of being out of status and married to a green card holder is if you're filing a VAWA petition. So a VAWA petition that is filed by someone whose abuser is a green card holder, even if you've been out of status, because you're filing for VAWA, you will be exempt from that unlawful presence that would normally and generally require you to leave the country because your spouse is not a citizen. So I hope that I hope that helps. Okay, let's see. How long does it take to get a VAWA green card? It depends on how you're looking at it. She's in great spending your money. Listen, she's a beautiful black queen. Let her let her spend. I can't even say anything about people spending money. I cannot. I have a 12-year-old who spends my whole everything. I work for teaching. Let me just put it that way. I was going to say, how long does it take to get VAWA green card? It depends on what you're looking at it from. Are you looking at it from when you file the VAWA petition up until when the green card is approved? Are you looking at it from after the VAWA petition has been approved and then between the time of approval of the 360 and getting the green card? So, and that could take anywhere. So either way, you can take anywhere from 2 years to 4 years, depending on if you had a previous I-130 where you transferred the priority date. It's a whole lot that goes into that. And depending on the field office. Okay. You're welcome, Icy. All right, people. So I gotta go. That's a lot. 26 messages on TikTok. No, that's not gonna be possible tonight. Okay. Tara Simpson, I have a question. How long does VAWA work permit taking? I want to ask if I can file and have another EAD in marriage based aside the asylum application EAD. Short answer, yes. Okay, I'm going to come back to yours, Simpson, and I'll wrap it up then. Jude Success, I want to ask if I can file and have another EAD in marriage based aside the asylum application EAD. Yes. So if you have an asylum EAD, you have a C8 category EAD. When you get married, especially if you get married to a citizen, and you're filing your 485, based on filing the 485, you're eligible to file a C9 category based on the family adjustment status 45 application. So that would be a C9 category, and you're able to have both simultaneously. Okay. Jude, I think that's the same person going on Facebook. So I just answered your question. So even if you use another last name, it's still the same question. Precious, how can I write an approvable self-declaration? What you need to do is to get yourself to sit down with an attorney and have an attorney help your case. Don't go cheap on a VAWA case. Don't do that. Just an advice. You don't have to take it. Okay. Last question. Toya Simpson, I have a question. How long is VAWA work permit taking? Let me clarify this. When you say VAWA work permit, understand something. There is a work permit category that is solely for VAWA self-petitioners. And that is for people whose VAWA petition has been approved. It's like beating a dead horse. C31, VAWA petition has been approved. That's the only thing that qualifies and is classified as a work permit solely for VAWA. But when people ask, how long is VAWA work permit? A lot of people are asking because they filed a green card application and it's a C9 category. A C9 category is not a VAWA work permit. It is based on you filing a 485 that you filed in conjunction with your VAWA case. And based on that, you're able to work while your VAWA petition is pending. And so if you're asking about a C9, which is what I know you're asking about, because a C31 is automatically issued to you once they approve your VAWA case. A C9 is based on your 485. It's not a VAWA work permit. It is a family adjustment-based work permit, 485 related. You just filed it together because the underlying petition is a VAWA petition. That can range anywhere from 5 months to 10 months for a C9 category work permit. I want to take the question I saw, and I think it is important. Ms. Gorilla, let's say, is does an approved I-130 guarantee my daughter of age 20? 130 was approved to her in March 2020 at the age of 18, but I included her in the VAWA that I submitted in February. Question. I'm assuming that she is 20, right? And she was 20 at the time you submitted I-130. If you're not going with the I-130, if that's been denied, that has nothing to do with your VAWA case. But if you're going based on you filing the what's it called? VAWA petition in February, right? And she's included in that petition, and she's still 20 as we speak. Then it's not about filing at the age of 18. As long as you filed, you included that child, and that child is under the age of 21, and based on the fact that she's under the age of 21, she's still considered a minor or a child. Your immigration does children and then son or daughter. Children are those are unmarried under the age of 21. Son or daughter are over the age of 21, whether married or not. So as long as she's under the age of 21, when you did that, then she's fine. Okay? All right, everyone. This has been great. And I think now I figured out how to get on TikTok and YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. See, I can be tech savvy, I think. Okay. So I thank you all for hanging out with me. Hope you don't you know ain't okay in come share. Okay, perfect. And my share on Owambe party ni Labor Day weekend. And run to her because our convoy condeke working ta okele. Because I'm like with it's a matter of Birmingham gone. There used to be a Nigerian restaurant in Birmingham, but for whatever reason they closed. That was one of the craziest day. Like I was sad that they like even the only hope we have in this Alabama, they closed up. So now I gotta go all the way to Atlanta just to eat okele. Come on now, people. Come on now. But anyway, Rebecca, you have to go on my website, olalayalawfirm.com. And the very first page, you see the consultation link. Just click on it and you'll be able to, it's very, very self-explanatory, very simple. You put your information in, select your time, put in the summary of what you need, pay, and after payment, you'll be automatically sent the Zoom link. Got a lot of technology. So it just works itself out. All right, people. Thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate you guys and see you next time. Bye-bye.